Hey, less lethal people. So, I've been looking at the internet and I've been watching a lot of this stuff on the tariffs lately, and it is something that does concern me. I don't necessarily know if I have a full answer or a complete opinion on it because the way I see things, do I think that these tariffs might affect the less lethal community and market? Yeah, I do, especially that a lot of launches are made overseas. And now you have people that are, for a lack of better term, copying or enhancing what another person over here may have made and sending it overseas to be made. And while that sounds great and all, those prices are probably going to go up and be just as costly as the American made products because we may have to be paying those tariffs. So this is something that it can affect everybody. I do understand people trying to make extra money and trying to have their products made overseas. I don't necessarily agree with stealing somebody else's idea. That's, 100% wrong and it's not very ethical. And all I can really tell you is here, I can only speak for myself and Angelo and what we're doing over here at East Coast Less Lethal. We are making our products here and we're doing the work ourselves. That's why we have a very small batches that go out at a time. But yes, we rely on 3D printers that are made overseas. We rely on filament that is made overseas. So that sort of stuff, that's where even if you have an American made product, people that are making launchers in this country, they might have to rely on screws and O-rings and other things or plastics that are being sent over here or even parts to fix their machines that they're using to make this stuff over here. That's, where we have to think on a deeper level. It's like certain things like picking oranges and yeah, the oranges are grown in Florida, but the tires on the tractors may not be from America. Parts in the tractor may not be. Parts in the irrigation hoses, and that's where everything starts to affect other people. Is when it's down the road, and then you have other people that are going to see this and they're going to be dishonest and they're going to raise their prices just to for the fact that they feel they can make more money and just say, hey, it's due to tariffs, and it might not even be. So it's something that we're all going to face, and we don't know what the near future is going to bring with these. All I could say is stay on top of it, pay attention to it, and try to learn as much as you can about it. To an extent, there's not really much we can do. Uh, I do love the fact that people want to buy American made products. I think it's great. But once again, the resources some of us don't have to get there. And even the people that are making the American made stuff, they need to rely on resources from overseas that have to be sent here so they can make their things. So it's going to be a rough couple of months, I think, in the near future if these tariffs continue or go through all the way. And, you know, I think the things to have right now is number one, you don't need a lot of launchers. You need a reliable launcher or a reliable two launchers. The good thing is all of our projectiles, unless they're chemical rounds, they're reusable. So maybe get a few projectiles now that you could stock up so you'll have them. Get a few O-rings now, depending on what your launcher needs, whether you use an S2, an X68, whatever it may be, whatever TCP, FSC, whatever your favorite launcher that you use mostly and keep, I would try to get parts right now before it's difficult or expensive to, and keep them on hand. Extra O-rings, extra maybe nuts and bolts that you might need, just so that you have them to keep you, and definitely oils for them, silicone oil, things like that. Have the maintenance stuff on hand, so at least if you can't get another launcher, you can take care and fix the one you do have. It's very important. And same thing with the projectiles. Make sure you have an adequate amount for self-defense and an adequate amount for practice. You don't need thousands of them, but it's nice to have at least 100 rounds or so if you could. So that's really all like the advice that we can really give right now. We're all going to face this, no matter who we are. And I can, like I said, only speak for me and Angelo and our East Coast Less Lethal. We have very small batch products that we do make right here in our home, and we get them out to you. And the difference between us and a large company out there that's trying to mass produce a lot of stuff is, and you guys know, when you email me at 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, 12 a.m., pretty much I get right back to you. If not, it's in the morning, or you'll message me on that and we'll have a conversation. We'll even chat on the phone. Some of us will, I have a couple of guys, they'll ask to call me or text me, and you're getting me, right? You're not getting a bot, you're not getting a robot. If something breaks, me and Angelo are sending you. And we may take a week or so to get it out to you because the printers are slow and some stuff takes 7-8 hours to print, 10 hours to print, but you're getting another one from us. That's the way we work. And that's one thing we want to pride ourselves on, no matter how bad things get with the tariffs or even how small we stay. We want it to be a personal connection where if you have an issue, we can discuss it and we can get you. No, we don't want anybody to have to deal with not being able to have something or get something when your self-defense relies on it. First of all, you spend money on something. Yes, we all feel that way because, we're blue collar workers ourselves. So we understand that. Second of all, we understand the fact that you need to protect yourself and your family and your loved ones, especially in these trying times. And if the tariffs do cause strife, you can see people flipping out in the street over things. You could see people being on it. It may not even be 4 items in the store like it was when it was COVID. It's just you don't know what people are going through on a personal level, and you don't know what the straw that breaks the camel's back is going to be. Maybe things are costly. Maybe they have kids that, need stuff and the tariffs are making it very expensive. The kids don't have shoes. The kids can't do this, that, sports equipment. You don't really know what's going on behind somebody's closed doors. And the straw that breaks the camel's back might be just the thing that makes them flip out. And you may need that less lethal self-defense tool that you have to protect yourself or your children or your loved ones or whoever. So we get that here, and we always want to support you. And we are in the same boat as you because we have to keep our stuff. It's not just that we make, so we have our own launchers that we carry with us and use for self-defense. And I'm trying to think of the advice that I'm giving myself to give to you. And I think keeping them maintained and having a nice supply of stuff to maintain your launcher that you use mostly is the most important thing. So that's O-rings, lubricant, maybe some screws and bolts depending on it, and a decent amount of projectiles. You don't need thousands of them. I think 100 projectiles is more than sufficient for them, especially the fact that they're reusable. And the other thing too is you do train with it, but understand, like when we had the ammo shortage in the COVID times, I wasn't going to the range and using ammunition, 9mm 45 ACP on a regular basis or even on a monthly basis. You have to take a different approach. And the same thing here. If you're having a hard job getting stuff, maybe instead of shooting every 3 days, you might shoot once a week. If you have to do once a month, do once a month. You need to make this last. You have to know your finances and you have to know what's available to you. So that's the best thing I can really tell you. So anyway, it's just something I wanted to touch base on really quick. And, feel free to reach out to me and tell me what you think in the comments down below. We do always appreciate your support. We love hearing from you guys, even on Messenger, emails, everything. Don't forget, we're going to continue our live chats Thursday night. They're going to be great. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. I hope to see you guys at the live chat. You guys come up with great stuff. Sometimes we go off on tangents. We talk about our personal lives. That's what it is. It's, that's the kind of community, and that's the kind of relationship we want to have with you. East Coast Less Lethal, you're all part of the family, the East Coast Less Lethal family. So that's what we love. Anyway, guys, be safe, and I'll talk to you soon.